Hi, this is Jessica with Dining Traveler, and greetings from Georgetown, DC. We're at one of DC classic restaurants, 1789, with the Executive Chef Kyoo Eom, and you have joined less than a year ago, and you're doing some really interesting things with the cuisine. So can you tell us a little bit more about that?
So 1789, we like to do classic French food in here, but a little bit twist of the like American or Asian influence.
And you're from South Korea, from Incheon, and you bring some of those influences from your childhood and from growing up there. How do you weave those into the menu?
So I born and raised in Korea, and my mom is always cooking, and as my grandmother, and I try to connect my childhood dish with French technique. So like a braising short rib, Korean braising short rib. If I do, I using a Korean ingredient, but I using a French technique on it.
And how do you do that? How do you layer that French technique, for example, with a short rib?
In French short rib, braising short rib is marinate with the red wine. In Korean short rib, we marinate with soy sauce. And normally my mom boiling up, and it's still good. But when I learn French technique, you bring to boil and you put it in the oven, slowly cook. After 3 to 4 hours, you check it tender, then you take it out. So it's same way, just using the oven instead of doing on the stove like my mom does.
And it takes a little longer, those flavors to infuse. And speaking of a fusion of flavors, you made this really beautiful dish, and you were telling me before that it's a mix of like Asian and French cuisine as well, right?
Yeah, so to me, this crispy lobster dish we have right now on the menu is kind of Thai influence. And I think Thai cuisine is very connected with French cuisine as well. And I try to make Thai flavor food, but like more presentation-wise, more French style.
So we've seen a lot of evolution in DC restaurants, you know, especially a classic restaurant like 1789, and you're injecting some of these more international, modern techniques. How do you find that the clientele has evolved throughout the years?
So I came to DC area, DMV area, like 13 years ago, and actually when I came, I feel like DMV customer is actually very not open mind. That's how I feel. But now after 10 years, not even 10 years, after 5 years when I moved here from New York, I find out people actually getting more open and open their mind, and they like to explore more different cuisine, more flavor. I see a lot of Asian restaurants getting more blooming in the DC, not even only Asian, you know. So it's a great thing. People actually have open mind and they love to try new things.
Well, speaking of trying new things, I'm going to try this because this looks absolutely amazing. And you can perhaps walk me through what we're tasting here.
So that's the crispy lobster, that's the lobster claws, and the bottom we have asparagus, onion, red pepper, carrot, and napa cabbage. Sauce made with oyster sauce, sambal sauce, lime juice, palm sugar, and on top is the Thai dressing, which is a brown sugar, lime juice, fish sauce, Thai basil, red onion, and a papaya. There's a lot of things going on in there.
There's like a whole party on this plate, and I love it. And this being such a classic restaurant, like what are the most popular dishes here?
We're selling a lot of lobster dish, which you're eating right now, but also we're selling a lot of halibut, the beef tenderloin, and leg of lamb, and also the duck dish as well.
So it's a good combination because if people want to experiment, that they can order something like this, but then you have your classic rack of lamb if you're celebrating like a big promotion or something like that. So
definitely.
Well, thank you so much, Chef, for having me here, letting us go into your kitchen, seeing how you make your magic. And now we're going to leave so I can finish this beautiful lobster dish. Make sure you guys check out 1789 in Georgetown and Chef Kyoo Eom. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.